Yeah, what's up? What's good? What's popping? What's cracking? What's percolating? What's really good? It's man Theo Butler, and we in here for a good time, an educational time, fun time, a reflective time, David Liss time, Black Panther time. Yeah. We ain't gonna be in long. We ain't gonna be in long. Y'all pull on up. We can wait. Cause you know it ain't no fun. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. And if we ain't got but one, we can't get nothing done. So I'm gonna wait a little bit. I'm gonna wait a little bit till y'all pull up. Hopefully y'all get the notifications. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna check and see who all got the notifications and everything like that, because I understand some stuff. So I see we live. I see we live. But yeah, we're gonna talk about, I believe, to be the most unheralded writer in Black Panther lore, one David Liss. Yeah. I don't, because I know I don't hear his name unless I bring it up. You know, Christopher Priest, right? Reginald Hudlin, right? Ta-Nehisi Coates, right? Jack Kirby, yeah, that's it. So what? Yeah, I ain't never heard nobody mention Roxanne Gay's name unless I'm talking to a comic book fan. I ain't never heard nobody mention Dr. Eve Ewing's name, and it's crazy because she wrote 10 issues. Unless I'm talking to a comic book fan. Honestly, truth be told, I don't even hear folks mention Jonathan Ridley unless you're talking to a comic book fan. If you're a comic book fan like myself and you read John Ridley's run, that was tough. But no, we're gonna talk about David Liss took over for, I can't say took over because T'Challa is the one that took over. T'Challa took over Matthew Murdock's comic book. It went from being Daredevil, Man Without Fear, to being Black Panther, Man Without Fear. Yeah, that's what wound up happening. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. Matt was in the comic book briefly for that particular issue 513, pieced out, and it was T'Challa. For the rest of the series, it was T'Challa for the rest of the series. Something different, something different. And I'm not really sure if we really appreciate what the difference was that we got in regards to that story. Because you think about stories involving T'Challa, and more often than not, where T'Challa is at when we get in a T'Challa story, thus more often what those stories involve. Because honestly, we get ready to get a story here in December, and that story, while taking place in the intergalactic empire of Wakanda, is going to be more or less similar to some stories that we didn't got before. But that ain't what this video is about. We could talk about that later on in this video. No, this video is about David Liss's run on Black Panther. Did you appreciate it? Did you like it? Did you find it interesting? Are there some things that you would like to spin the block on in regards to Black Panther? But yeah, we gonna talk about that. And wait till I get like two. We're gonna make it do what it's gonna do. I got called a plant today. I say I got called a plant today, an industry plant. That's crazy. Y'all like, Theo? No. I got called an industry plant today because of my views in regards to race swapping characters and the latest Disney Plus series that they have going on with Yahia Abdul-Mateen. I got called the industry plant. Y'all gonna laugh when I say this. You're like, Theo, no, I cannot believe because I'm just chewing up time here till some more folks come in. Mr. Ray Smith is gonna fall out laughing. Sinclair the Wolf is gonna be insulted. Theo, why? Because the person that called me a industry plant is a black Hebrew or black Israelite, whatever you want to call it. That's what that person is. Well, Theo, what's their take on the situation? I told you they called me a plant, right? So the black Hebrew, black Israelite is fine. Okay, sees no problem with it, and is angry at me for pointing it out. Is okay. No issues, none. Even though we got black characters over there, you could be playing. No issues, none. None. I'm the problem for pointing that out. I'm gonna mark this down today. I'm gonna write this down. Today, I got called a plant by a black Israelite. I'm a plant in the comic book industry. That was so funny to me. Nevertheless, though, that's not why we're here. No, we are here to discuss David Liss run. I saw we had 2. We still got 1. We're gonna make it do what it's gonna do, because we ain't here for a good time. We're not gonna keep party rolling for long. No, we're not gonna do that. Folks got things to do. It's Monday night, right? Football coming on. That's why it came on at 7:30. Football, Monday night football, Monday night wrestling. I'm trying to get in and get out so folks can do what they're gonna do. Right. So we got David Liss, and I don't know if we got any Daredevil fans in the Rock With Me Nation. Daredevil's last appearance in his own comic was issue 512. I'll be putting that cover out there for folks who want to take a look at it, want to pull up the comic book. But I wanted us to, my brother Daryl would call it a deep dive. I'm not going to do that. What's going on, KC? What's going on? I'm not going to do that. What I want to do is call it a reflection. David Liss, we don't talk about him. We really don't. We don't talk about anything that he did in regards to Black Panther. He gets left out there, which is a shame, because he did something different. When we talk about Black Panther, as I mentioned earlier, even though we're getting a story in December, what I would tell you is what I told Daryl. I read the synopsis of the story. There is someone else trying to take over the throne. Mysterious benefactor. Okay, well, that throne issue, folks always chirping at the throne with T'Challa. We got that with Christopher Priest. We got that with Reginald Hudlin. We got that with Jonathan Maberry. We got that with Ta-Nehisi Coates. We got that same story with Jonathan Ridley. Oh, we just did something different with it, but it was always somebody going after the throne. Oh no, you don't get T'Challa facing criminals, villains, right? David Liss. There was nobody going after the throne. Shuri was on the throne. And even when Shuri was on the throne, there was nobody going after the throne. No, she fought Claw outside of Wakanda. That's a villain. She was doing some superhero stuff. We don't really get to see T'Challa do superhero stuff. Dr. Eve Ewing had him doing some superhero stuff, had him taking on some honest to goodness villains. I say goodness because I didn't want to say honest to God, but he was taking on some villains. Folks got upset. I don't know why, because I'm like, he was literally one punching folks and going by his business. All right, David Liss. T'Challa comes to Hell's Kitchen, chops it up with Matt. And this story arc by David Liss, it continues a problem. Not that his story is a problem, but the results of his story continue a problem that's all too common with T'Challa and his supporting cast. So, and let me greet everybody because I don't want to be rude. I see K Civic pulled up and everything like that so much. I appreciate you, big dog, for pulling up. We're going to make it do what it's going to do. So, yeah, K Civic is in here. That's one. That's enough. We're going to make it do what it's going to do. So let's ride. How much do the Black Israelites pay, man? I'm not going to knock that organization, just that one individual, because I thought that was weird. And I told him, I said, that's weird. That's weird. We could do a whole show on the comments that I got. What I will say to you is this. When Cat Williams said after Chadwick Boseman tragically passed away, Marvel came out and said they weren't going to recast, and Cat Williams said, Black folks can't have nothing. Well, you just need to know, and I'll go over it. We can do this when I finish covering this and everything. Some of the most absurd responses for why it didn't matter what Yahia Abdul, what role he was playing, came from people who, at the very least, in their profile pic, looked like me. And I'm sitting up there like, this why right here. It was other folks that don't look like us point out the fact that asking the question, why he ain't playing Blue Marvel? And you would have thought that in and of itself, that question would have got those of us that call ourselves comic book fans to lock in. Nope, flew right over our head. flew right over our head. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, we're going to talk. Anyway, moving back to the topic at hand. So we get to T'Challa, right? Issue 513, right? Hell's Kitchen. Who the first person we see? Nikolai, Vladimir's son. We got quite a few antagonists in this series, this story arc, who we've never seen again. Like, and that continues. That's a continuous problem with T'Challa. You have folks come in like David Liss, give him some folks to fight, and we never spin the block. And I think we know that heroes are only as good as the villains they face. Right. So you get T'Challa, he's in Hell's Kitchen. Matt say, hey man, I know you got some stuff going on and everything like that. T'Challa like, yeah, I got some stuff going on. Matt like, cool, I got some stuff going on too. You gonna look out? T'Challa like, say less. I'm gonna look out because I need to get my mind clear. Now, his approach, David Liss's approach to writing T'Challa, I don't know if anybody noticed it. This was, you know how they say Spider-Man Noir? This was Black Panther Noir. Did you pick it up? This was Black Panther Noir. Did you pick it up? Now, I don't know if, and I apologize because I'm probably getting ready to insult somebody's intelligence, but noir is a genre of crime film or fiction characterized by cynicism, fatalism, and more ambiguity. Now, I you know, them a lot of big words. Them a lot of big words, but I think if you read David Liss' run, I think those words apply in regards to how he wrote T'Challa. In that, what, 11 issue series? What do we get? Make sure I get this right. You read it? I don't know if you did. I liked it. So you get T'Challa. No abilities. Even though he holding a dude over a ledge with one hand, right? Full grown man with one hand, no ability. Mr. Maberry, can we talk? Can we talk? Mr. Maberry, can we talk about that Panther God? Because nobody ever wrote it away. And you're not saying anything to me, so I'm thinking you leaving it up to the Rock With Me Nation. how we feel about it, and how we feel about it is we gonna say he never lost them abilities. Like we gonna say he might not have been as strong as he was when Bass blessed him, but we gonna say he wasn't regular. He wasn't regular. Anyway, you get T'Challa having to rely on his wits. I swear it's a point in time in David Liss' story where I'm thinking, considering how old the story is, T'Challa pulled up in the Radio Shack. T'Challa, as Mr. Okonkwo, pulled up Mr. Okonkwo. When the last time y'all seen Mr. Okonkwo? I mean, we've seen T'Challa, but when was the last time we've seen T'Challa as Mr. Okonkwo, like we see Logan as Patches, or we see Bruce as Matches Malone? Yeah, T'Challa got a whole alternate alias out there. And David Liss knew it. And he used it. So you got that. You got T'Challa. He don't want to be bothered. I don't want no help. Luke Cage pulls up, tries to help him. Peter Parker tries to help him. Now, this was the interesting part. While T'Challa was operating in Hell's Kitchen, Shorty was also in New York, if you were reading Claws of the Panther. She was also in New York. Yeah, we had two Panthers running around at the same time. We sure did. We sure did. We get to see T'Challa as what? A diner owner, diner manager, right? We get to see Aurora, and I've been reading Deadliest of the Species, Power, Doom War. Now, I have not covered Reginald Hudlin's initial run on Black Panther. I haven't covered Christopher Priest's initial run on Black Panther. What I can tell you is I've read them, and having read them, I have yet to read anywhere where I have as of yet to read anywhere where Aurora, Monroe, Storm, the X-Men, the Mutant, the Goddess, right, Omega level, I have as of yet to read where she was written disrespectfully. I have as of yet to read where T'Challa treats her disrespectfully. And this is when I'm going to look at all these so-called, I'm not going to do that because they actually are. I need all those who say she was treated badly with T'Challa, regardless of who you are, what you call yourself. I need you to come forward and bring out the issue. I need you to come forward and point. I don't care what your name is, because if you can say it, you should be able to show it. I need all of that. I don't care what platform you are. I don't care who you work for. You say T'Challa mistreated Aurora. You say the writers mistreated Aurora. You need to be able to show me the comic book, specifically the issue. And please, God, make sure there's no X-Men title sitting out there or she got treated the same damn way, if not worse. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Moving right along, though, you get Aurora in Hell's Kitchen. She pop up, saving T'Challa. You get Luke Cage popping up in Hell's Kitchen, bumping heads with T'Challa. Why? He don't want no help. Cynical. And there is some deletion going on. Yeah, fatalism. Yes. Well, Hunter showed up too. He did. We did have some folks getting deleted. It's a question of whether or not you believe they deserved it or not. They were abusing folks. The social worker who was taking the calls got tired of waiting on the police to do something about it. She was taking folks out. folks that was getting mistreated in their home, a little young fella, right, going to school with Vlad's son, Gabe. Yeah, his pops got deleted by the social worker. So this was a very noir approach to T'Challa, and we had villains. You had Vlad the Impaler, a super soldier. We ain't seen him since. Had his own villain. Thank you, Mr. David Liss. A super soldier with electrical abilities. Could throw a rod at you. It would phase through you and then solidify once it hit you. Yeah, I ain't seen him since. Can't believe he's still locked up. Ain't seen him. His son Gabe, who transferred parts of his dad's abilities to him. Ain't seen him since either. That's two. That's two. Ain't seen him at all. The American Panther. Ain't seen him. Hey, we got Eobard Thawne, Reverse Flash, and we got Dr. Zoom. I got Bizarro. What ain't Batman got him, Owlman, and everything like that. I got the American Panther sitting right there. Ain't seen him since. Hate monger. You know, it's real easy to keep a nice story going together. You just bring back some villains and everything like that. Ain't seen them. Ain't seen them. Then there are the other characters that were in the series. Sophia, the young lady who used to be, I want to say, a Serbian soldier, right? She becomes an ally of T'Challa's, helps him out and everything, all the way through. She helps him out from the most dangerous. She helps him all the way out from man without fear to the most dangerous man alive. Even says to her, hey, we're going to get you a passport, get you to Wakanda. Ain't seen her since. Ain't seen her since. Brian, the young man that Dr. Holman, who Nikolai was having low-key steal his father's abilities so they could be transferred to him later on. We ain't seen Dr. Holman. And Dr. Holman was putting together like some anti-men or something like that, like, you know, some mad scientist Frankenstein type. Ain't seen her no more. Nice antagonist. Ain't seen her since. Ain't seen Brian. Brian missing too. And Brian needs some help because Brian not mentally stable. Ain't seen Brian either. That's tough. But now those were the characters from David Liss' first story arc. Black Panther, the man without fear. Gave us some great characters, interesting characters. At least I felt that way. Gave us a story we never heard before. T'Challa was in the city. T'Challa was having to solve street crimes, right? Ironically enough, Vlad made a play to replace the Kingpin because the Kingpin, Wilson Fisk, had just gotten into it with Daredevil. And who makes their presence known in the next story arc featuring T'Challa, Black Panther, the most dangerous man alive? It's Wilson Fisk. Wilson Fisk. So in two story arcs, back to back, T'Challa took on not only the would-be successor, crime boss successor to Hell's Kitchen, but also took on and defeated, I guess, the dude who's always been the crime boss of Hell's Kitchen, Wilson Fisk, with no abilities. Let me say that again. With no superhuman abilities. Went toe to toe with Wilson Fisk and held his own. This is some amazing coffee. But who do we get in that storyline though? Now, if you are an action figure collector, this might be the time you want to make a move on some action figures that don't really cost that much, except for Wilson Fisk. He gonna hurt you. Lady Bullseye. And my brother Daryl would love this because it don't take much to reproduce this storyline at all. Lady Bullseye, right? Typhoid Mary, those action figures exist. And Red Ninjas, you can get them from anywhere. you can get them from anywhere. As a matter of fact, Hasbro, G.I. Joe Classified, you can get all the Red Ninjas you want and everything like that. You make it do what it do. Yeah, male, female, you got what you need. But that was the story. We get to Spider Island. I know I didn't talk that much about Spider Island, but Spider Island was the first issue. What was it? I want to say 531.1, something like that. We see T'Challa. I'm sorry. I momentarily was thinking about the fact that Hasbro is getting ready to give us another 6-armed Spider-Man. When, if we remember that storyline, there were other characters out there that had 6 arms. T'Challa was one of them. But he made it do what he do. That said, what's next for our king of Wakanda? What is next for our king of Wakanda now that he is done with Hell's Kitchen? Mind you, I'm reviewing these stories like this for a reason, because folks like to say stuff happened, but I've come to realize that these folks are just talking. They don't care about what you care about. So you like Black Panther, you like superheroes and everything. We're gonna make sure you got what you got. So where is the next place we see T'Challa pop up after this? Well, if you've been rocking with me like I've been rocking with you, like I've been rocking with you, like you've been rocking with me, it's in Fantastic Four. We already did a cover of it with the action figure, Black Panther action figure and everything like that. Shout out to Hasbro. That would actually be the Christopher Priest version of Black Panther. So I know those of us that collect action figures, we were concerned because he was like, can't take that cape off. You're gonna be limited in the stuff you can do with that action figure. We really need a soft goods cape. Hasbro, ooh, Lord Jesus, stop. Just if the cape got to be that long going forward, just soft good it. But the next place T'Challa pops up is in Fantastic Four. And this begins his journey to becoming the king of the dead. Now, he's not over there in Fantastic Four for that long. We're going to go over to Fantastic Four for a couple of issues. And then right from that, we're going to be moving someplace else. So make sure you got your notifications Make sure you got your notifications on. We're going to be bringing as much Black Panther content to you as possibly can. They say the quickest way to kill a person's legacy is to stop telling a story. Well, safe to say, we're not going to stop telling any Black Panther stories anytime soon. As a matter of fact, we will be coming up with our own. Check your notifications. Check your subscription. Let the system tell it. Folks walking away from the channel. And I don't think I'm that bad with folks unsubscribing. You see how I didn't say I was good? I just don't think I'm that bad with folks unsubscribing, considering folks like Black Panther content. So check, make sure you subscribe, make sure you got your notifications on. We will be bringing more Black Panther content to you. Myself, Mr. Smith, and my brother Dora are working on our 3 Earth, 3 universe story involving Black Panther. Yes, Mr. Smith has his story to tell. I have my story to tell. My brother Dora has his story to tell. There's one main antagonist. I will give it away, but that's it. You just gonna know, because Daryl is telling his story. I'm telling mine, and Mr. Smith is telling his. The main antagonist in this story will be Lilith. It is October. Like, it is October. So we're going to be telling our stories, uniting all three Earths, using our characters. Quite a few of y'all have asked for it and everything like that, that we bring our characters to life, more to the front, by using them in actual story compilations and everything. So we are going to be doing that. Make sure you got your notifications on. And yeah, we're going to do that. Let me keep up. Who we got in here? My brother D-Real. What's going on? My brother D-Real is in the building. I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm excited. Y'all have no idea. We have been talking behind the scenes, how we're going to do this and everything like that. I'm looking forward to it. Mr. Smith is, he just customizes characters till he can't customize them. And my brother Daryl does the same daggone thing. So this is something that we're definitely looking forward to, and we want to bring it to the Rock With Me Nation. Spinning the block. If you have not brought Deadliest Species, that's a nice purchase. If you have not bought David Liss run on Black Panther, T'Challa, that's something different. He's not on the throne, but the throne is not being under siege either. So that's a different story where he's actually dealing with criminals on a street level. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, that is about it. We're going to round it up, wind this thing down. Let me say this, though. And I mean this with the utmost sincerity. And I'm pretty sure my brother Daryl feels the same way. It's real hard, and I'm going to say it because my brother Daryl said it today. Bruh, I used it. Juju, my fellow devil dog, what's going on? Actually, shout out to all the veterans out. My brother Daryl is a Navy veteran. My brother Juju is a Marine Corps veteran, such as myself. It's because I want to. This is where Kimoyo would say, Theo, you being too political. You trying to be politically correct. When someone who identifies as a Black Hebrew, Black Israelite, sees nothing wrong with a Black actor portraying a white character and refuses to address, when you say, because you know from experience, we know. We see, we're gonna always keep it a buck. We're not gonna do that. We know there's no Black role a non-Black actor can play and not receive blowback. We know that. I don't give a damn if it's Steven from Django. We better not see if they go get somebody that ain't Black to play Steven from Django. We would lose our ish. I saw us lose our ish when Aaron Pierre got cast as John Stewart, and that's a brother. That's a whole brother. But when I got a Black Hebrew, Black Israelite on social media, when there is a Black Hebrew, Black Israelite on social media calling another brother a plant because that brother would prefer if the other brother played a character that was a brother. Matter of fact, we're going to do it like this. Mr. Ray, I ain't forgot about you. I ain't forgot about you, Mr. Ray Smith. You are the one. I ain't see you was in there. Shout out to my elder, my mentor, my advisor, Mr. Ray Smith. That Mr. Ray Smith, I need y'all in here because y'all gonna, can we laugh? Can we laugh? I'm gonna bring it on. I'm gonna get on up out of here, but I just want us to, can we have some fun? This is with levity. This with levity. We just gonna do it like this and yonder. So shout out to my brother Daryl. I put the thing out there. I did a live on TikTok. The name of the live was Representation or Substitution. So this is what wound up happening. And like I said, most of the comments that y'all gonna be like, Theo, no, man. Man, listen. Man. The last Nazarite called me a plant. Just commented plant. Like if you rock with me on TikTok, you going over there and see that live. It's boy, look, the comments. Living water. LOL, I don't see what's the difference. And you put it out there, people with different opinions will comment. If that's beneath you, don't put it out there. PS, my guy, LOL. I don't have a problem with people having different opinions. I don't. I have a problem with people being deliberately stupid. That's what I have a problem with. He said, this debate of race is crazy when you think about it. These are all made up characters out of someone's head. It's black people trying to survive in America. Do I want them to get a role? See how we doing this? Do I want them to get a role as a made up character or go sell drugs? We play that game. We play that game. I stopped going outside for recess because I don't play games. I don't know what you're talking about. And as I told the brother, it sounds like you part together. That's a different topic altogether, my guy, and as well as an obvious choice. If this debate is beneath you, don't involve yourself in it. But that for the past 2 days, most of the people that want to see him play the character, getting a role helps them survive. That's their job. I even asked the question, well, that's the role that's offered to them. So why weren't they offered a different role? Which doesn't get answered. That question flies over folks' head. What was it about the exec that had him look at the character, Caucasian, and say to himself, I'm going to hire a brother to play it? Because I asked this question as well, which ain't got answered yet. Well, if all the black actors are going to play the roles of white characters, who's going to play the role of the black characters? I only get silence. When every black person I ask that to, who has no problem with this, all I get back is silence. Complete and utter silence. Because like I said, you're not going to accept anybody else playing the black character. You're not. You're not. You know it. You know that's what that is. So I don't even know why we're doing this. I don't even know why we being deliberately dumb for no reason. But with that mindset being what it is, here's what I can tell you. Unless somebody starts working at Marvel Studios, actually cares about the representation and the imagery of people of color, don't look for them to make any changes, because we don't care like we say we care. We don't. We lying. Now over there with James Gunn, the reason why James Gunn is receiving blowback, pushback right now, because James Gunn actually does care. And folks don't want James Gunn caring. James Gunn gave an accurate depiction of Clark Kent. There was nothing wrong with that. Now, Perry White, should have been who Perry White was. The actor did portray Perry White, but folks know our demographic didn't ask for that. He could have been Victor Stone's father, that guy, and we could have had him and Victor having some good father-son relationship conversations and everything like that. Right? Or he could have been Virgil's father on Static. Yeah. We could have got some of that good conversation and everything like, yeah, we could have got all that. But as Perry White, for what? For me to see him smoking on a cigar every now and then, throw out a one-liner, and then disappear for the rest of the film? I'm going about my business, because we got a saying, and I think it's more prevalent today than I ever thought it was going to be. We got it at the house. we got it at the house, because the way they going. See, you see how I said that? I'm separating myself from that. African American, because color is a man-made construct. African American, yeah, I see the way it's going. Oh no. I don't. Theo, don't do it. As long as black folk keep moving like black folk moving, I ain't ever got to worry about getting what I need from the MCU. As long as black folks keep moving like how they moving, because black folks don't care like black folks claim they care. Over here with James Gunn. Well, you see, I got Mr. Terrific. You saw that. And I'm gonna say it, same thing I said on the live over there on TikTok. You saw how Lois was looking at Mr. Terrific when he was finished handling his business. You saw how she looked at it. Now, I ain't gonna say she looked like she could have sopped him up with a biscuit, some gravy. I'm not gonna say that. But what she did was she looked like she was impressed by what she had just saw. Now, I got her looking at him like, and over here I never freeze. Yes, you did. You froze. You froze. You did. You froze. You froze. You froze. You froze. Over here, I got a dude saying, I'm the GD, Mr. Terrific. That's what I got over here. Solving problems with his T-spheres. That's what I got over here. Over here, I got an unnamed illness taking folks out. Over here, I got a dude that's on Swole Patrol. My skin complexion, but that's okay. Jon Stewart, they had quite a few different skin complexions. Dude on Swole Patrol, tall, masculine dude. He-Man looking, sexy, flexy dude. He finna play Jon Stewart. I feel good about what I got over here. And I ain't got to beg or nothing. I ain't got to beg. I ain't got to ask. I ain't got to gripe. I ain't got to moan. I ain't got to complain. I ain't got to say nothing. It's right there. And even though I don't like Victor Stone being who, less of a man like that, I saw me with Victor Stone kick more butt in the Justice League movie, the Snyderverse, than I got to see me kick butt in the Avengers movie. All I did was pull out a card and say he had this card. Like, I just manipulated folks mentally. Nick Fury. No, James Gunn looking out for you, boy. James Gunn looking out for you, boy. And watch this. Let me just keep it above. I know we not necessarily fans of what's going on in Marvel Comics, but at least C.B. Cebulski heard somebody say Intergalactic Empire. Hey, they want Intergalactic Empire with T'Challa. Yeah, give them that. That'll shut them up. I know, but just give them that. Give them that. I know it's the same damn story. We finna have somebody make a run for the throne and everything. He finna get betrayed, stabbed in his back and everything. But just give him the damn story. See, we getting something from Marvel Comics. And we got it at the house too. So I got DC. I got James Gunn. I got CB Cebulski, and I got the Rock With Me Nation. And I got Todd McFarlane. Shout out to Joseph Illich, Bloodletter, issue 5 and everything. We cannot wait to have you back on the show. You got me fiending. Got me. Yeah. So let me got my brother D Steezle in the building. Don't get me started with the Black Hebrews. He could. He called me a plant, Mr. Smith. I was like, I'm a plant? Because I'm thinking to myself, a plant is somebody inserted into a genre to deliberately dumb folks down. Like, I really want to sit back and analyze it because I'm like, damn, Theo, hold on. He just called you a plant. Do you know what that is? I got to ask myself, do I know what that is? I'm like, yeah, I know what that is. I had a dude last night ask me, are you white? This is on TikTok. I'm sitting up and saying to myself, if I'm white, I got to be the blackest white dude you know. Got to be. I'm sitting up and saying to myself, how did you see the comment, the post that I put up, and not go look at anything on my profile page? I'm actually so up in some of the pictures. And you asked me, was I? All of this just because I said Yahia Abdul-Mateen should not be playing Simon Williams. He should be playing a black character. That's why I generated so much fanfare. Because as a black man, I'm sorry, I said I wasn't doing that no more. Because like I said, I don't know what y'all got going on. As an African-American man, a man of African descent, I would prefer an actor that's of African-American descent portray an African or African-American character. I'm trying to figure out what was wrong with that request. Do I want to see somebody else do it? If we not going to do it, who going to do it? But that's crazy. Yes, Steezle, he called me. I don't want folks thinking I'm triggered, but because I'm not. That's just the funniest damn thing to me when I know what that means. Because I said I prefer Yahia Abdul-Mateen play a black character. I'm an industry plant. And it's a black Hebrew Israelite that's calling me that. I'm going to say that if you are within the sound of my voice and you are someone who identifies as a black Hebrew or a black Israelite, that brother needs to be kicked out. He needs to be brought in right now for some counseling. Y'all need to have something wrong with that dude. Y'all need to have a conversation with him. How about that Black Panther ongoing in the 616? Daryl, that's on me, you, and Mr. Smith. That's on me, you, Mr. Smith. No, because yeah, that's on me, you, and Mr. Smith. We want it. We gonna have to do it, and it ain't gonna be in the 616. It's gonna be in the 1987. The 421, Earth 421. Because what we call it, the 1987. Yeah, that's what we call it. We don't even call it the Earth. We call it the 1987. We're gonna have ongoing T'Challa stories in the 1987, Earth 421. And Mr. Smith got to tell us what he gonna call his, because he ain't said it yet. How many times are they gonna have to talk, Marvel, about black? Are we gonna, man, listen, no more, because we got it at the house. I know at least a small handful with cosign Wonder Man. I ran into him over there on Twitter. I'm gonna say not on Twitter. I ran into him over there on TikTok. Maxine Shaw has pulled up. What is going on, Miss Maxine? Thank you so much for pulling up. Thank you so much. Like I said, my brother Juju Rose pulled up. D Steezle, the Rock with Me Nation moderator is in the build. The 1985. I like that. That's a cool name for alternate universe. Over in the 1985. Let me keep up with these notes, man. I'm gonna get on up out of here. I appreciate y'all pulling up. Let me see. Black Hebrews say that white folks are Edomites and the devil. Why would they want a black man to portray that? Bam! That what? Come on, Mr. Smith. I promise you. And mind you, when I said that, this is what he said, Mr. Smith. I kid you not. We're not a race. Bro, ain't nobody saying nothing about you being no race. I know you're not a race. You belong to a demographic. But considering the demographic that you belong to, how are you capping for a brother to play the role? See, I'm going to tell you where I'm going with this one. Y'all like Theo? No. Because sometimes you just got to tell it for what it is. Shout out to Kaiser Coach Slevin. He calls it cognitive dissonance. How are you, a black Hebrew, black Israelite, capping for a brother to play the role of a historically, consistently historical? Like, this character ain't ever been, somebody said 1610. Nobody really gives a damn about that. Stop saying stuff like that. And it's a black person saying it. You're buying the ultimates in the 1610. But if you can buy the ultimates in the comic book over there, then you know in the 616, he ain't black. Ain't ever been black. You know it's a comic book coming out. He ain't gonna be black in that. So now you're disingenuous. What for? You're a black person. Oh my God, that's crazy. You're going to cry about not being treated equal, cry about not being treated fairly, but you're not even treating you equally. You're not even treating you fairly. You don't have any expectations for you. I said that y'all don't see how problematic it is that the young black boy grew up idolizing a white character to the point where he now wants to be that white character. That means at no point in time during his formative years, he saw any value in himself. It's either the value was not put in front of him by that fictional universe he lives in, or B, he never checked for it. That's real life. That's happening right now. Clarence Thomas, Candace Owens, Officer Tatum. What's the brother? We have Byron Donald. We have, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. We have blacks that see little to no value in themselves right now, real time. They're looking at somebody else that they see as them. That's real time. And we literally have so-called woke black folks not being able to tell they being mentally programmed to do the same damn thing. I don't even know what to do with it. I don't even know what to do with that. They were going to cast Julia Roberts as Harriet Tubman. I guess he would have been okay with that. Yeah. Yeah. Steezle says Wonder Man gonna be another goofy, irrelevant action comedy just like She-Hulk. He's capping for that. Yep, he sure is. D-Real says Denzel Washington as George Washington. Yeah. They are not a race, but they are racist. Definitely. Well, Theo, be nice. I've ran into more that aren't playing with a full deck than I've ran into ones that are playing with a full deck. The one that I ran into today definitely wasn't playing with a full deck. That was the longest area quote I've ever seen anyone do in my life. Yeah, air quote, yeah. So I don't, like I said, I don't have any expectations for the MCU. I don't have any expectations for the MCU. And if you are like me, somebody who is active, you're a content provider, you active on social media, you see it because you see us. It'd be one thing if we did what folks did for Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel's not a politician. He's a talk show host. That's what he is. Jimmy Kimmel don't move the needle for the African American population. He don't. He can make you feel good by telling some jokes, but get you equal rights and everything like that. Get you treated fairly. But those of us that can, who sit in our home, go to work, itch, gripe, moan, and complain every damn day about how society treats us unfair because of our skin color. Now, let me stay right here. We as intelligent African Americans, I'm saying that for a reason. Because, see, as long as you program to answer by it, see, you got to keep dealing with them. See, here's the thing. I know they're not white. European, Caucasian, French, Argentinian, British, Scottish, Irish, German, Ukrainian. Yeah, that's where you come from. That's where, if you coming from here, then you got to tell me what native tribe you come from. You better speak that language. You better be able to tell me something about it if you identify America as your place of ancestry. See, I ain't gonna get caught up in that nonsense no more. See, I can't have it. Morgan Freeman said we can get past racism when we stop talking about it. No, we can get past racism when we stop acknowledging race. Stop acknowledging, because that's a man-made construct. And this is what I have to ask every brother and sister right here that's on this live, because I know who I'm talking to. You don't trust them. At the very least, you got a high school education. Some of us got a college education. I'm going to ask this question right now, and it's only cognitive dissonance that's going to have you doing it. If you know damn good and well the folks that invented race, invented it. See, that's the first thing. You know race was invented. You know who invented it. Well, nobody that looked like you. And you know what they said about us when they invented it. Lazy and shiftless. Lazy and shiftless. They went and got people that they considered to be lazy and shiftless from the continent they were on to come tend to their fields. That's history. Well, I don't think anybody in Africa ever called me black. I'm of the mindset my ancestors were living in Africa. I don't think they called each other black. I think they called each other where they were from. I think they called each other by the tribes that they came from. And I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Because, see, that color, white, it's not real. It never was. It was just something used by a group of people who were cowards to instill fear and obedience in another group of people based on their color. No, I don't get down with that. Just like I ain't never seen a black person, I ain't never seen a white person. You stand 10 toes with that. Because as I told somebody today, when you know better, you do better. Ron DeSantis would tell you there was no such thing as slavery. Ron DeSantis' family wasn't even in America during slavery. Neither was his wife. Ron DeSantis and his wife's family fled Italy because they were fleeing the diaspora wars that were going over there in Italy. His family, her family, fled to America. Fled. That's his bio. Well, Ron DeSantis, based on his bio, ain't white. Ron DeSantis is Italian. Ron DeSantis, based on his wife's bio, she ain't white either. She's Italian. And that's what they get called. And based on their time frame in America, there's nothing Ron DeSantis nor his wife can tell me about me and my ancestors being in this country. You just got here. Who you talking to? Right. See, that's the conversation you can have when you know better. Too many words is still an all code. Yep. That was so yeah. That said, I'm out. Spinning the block on what we're talking about tonight, because I want to make sure I get this out here and everything like that. Black Panther, David Liss, from Man Without Fear to Most Dangerous Man Alive. Go get that. It's a different spin on T'Challa. Is T'Challa fighting street level crime? He is. But you get to see him take on some villains that you ain't seen pop up nowhere else. You ain't seen, or at the very least, you ain't seen them pop up in a while. And it would beg the question, if we can get a story like this written where T'Challa is taking on villains, not somebody coming for the throne, not somebody attacking Wakanda, but just bad folks that just want to do other folks wrong, we can get some more of that. We can get some more of that. We got the Intergalactic Empire. I will be collecting it. I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping for the best. The Rock With Me Nation, we'll be covering it. We will be reviewing it. We will be getting it out and everything like that. So I hope that you enjoy it. That said, we got comic books coming out this week. Tomorrow, look for that issue of Fantastic Four. That's the next place the child is popping up in. We got images from Earth 421 popping up. As I told you, myself, Mr. Smith, Dara, we're working on our story involving all three Earths. So we got that coming. We're going to make it do what it do. If you have ideas that you would like for us to invest in, let us know. We'll be more than happy to do it for you. It's all about growing the knowledge in regards to these superheroes and the lore legacy of Black Panther Wakanda. That said, I am out. Thank y'all so much. This has been fun. We got to do this again. Hit that like button. Share the video. Leave a response. Constructive. Let me see here. I got to check that TikTok conversation out. Steezle, I took pictures of the stuff because I was like, I can't believe we saying this. Like, I would have thought we would have been like, nah, man. Soon as somebody said Blue Marble, soon as somebody said Blue Marble, I would have thought that would have caused us to lock in. Soon as I said, oh, y'all, he ain't gonna be satisfied till we get a bald-headed white dude playing Luke Cage, I thought we would lock in because I know how we get. Nope. I've come to understand and accept and believe that there's more than a few of us that just want any and everything we can get from Marvel. That's what, and we don't care what it is. And some of us will go above and beyond to even lie on those that know better. That's how bad that is. But hey, it is what it is. As the Rock With Me Nation says, we got it at the house. we got it at the house, so we ain't got to do none of that. That said, I'm out. Thank y'all so much. In memory of the late great Don Cornelius, Chadwick Boseman. Until next time, in between time, I wish y'all a good time. Peace, love, and soul. We out.